Blessings to you. Welcome to Artist Impact. I'm your host, Jere B. This show is all about great music of every genre. We highlight, feature, and critique singers, bands, musicians, poets, and rappers from our local region and from all over the world. Most you may have never heard of before, but we bring them right to your door to encourage them and to see how we can impact their career. Now, helping me to do this is our Impact Panel, or as I like to call them, our Panel of Love. These are all entertainment professionals, and what they're going to do is review and critique the two artists we are presenting in this episode and see if in some way, somehow, they can make an impact. Maybe, maybe not, but let's find out. Well, my best friend in life, at least for the last 13 months, has been attorney John Sheil. I'm so grateful you were able to join us again tonight. How you doing, bro?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on, and thanks for putting up with me and my frowny face in all my photos.
Well, we'll get to that, but first we got to go down to Texas, where a sister and sweetheart and a wonderful spirit with a saxophone of funk, Joyce Spencer, joins us again as our panelist. How you doing, dear heart?
I'm doing great today. Thanks for having me. I love what you're doing, Jere.
Oh, I'm glad that you were able to join us again. And just meeting this gentleman, we've had an opportunity to have him on our podcast. But this is John Landers of T-Bames. Welcome to Artist Impact, John. How you doing, buddy?
Thank you, Jere. Good. Happy to be here, and thanks for having me on the panel.
Absolutely. And I don't know, we're going to share the inside joke with the world, John, but there's something wrong when I see your face and you're not smiling. Now, I know you're not just an attorney, but you're a guitarist, front of house engineer. But come on, man. Can't you smile a little bit, brother?
So for the last year or so, I've been putting together a project on my Instagram where my face is in the same position on the screen. And I want to take one face and then have all the backgrounds change. So I was trying to maintain the solid expression, and you bust me on social media every time for not smiling, and that has become hilarious. Now all my other sound guy friends, whenever they take a photo, they've got to have a mean mug on, and they're doing it too. So you've started a revolution, Jere.
You're
It's
trending,
amazing.
brother. You're trending. I always knew that about you, man, but I love you so much, man. I appreciate you. I'm so grateful you're on the show. Thank you.
Thanks.
And Joyce, man, you know what? Every time you're on here, and I think this makes like your third appearance with us, but every time you're on, we talk about your wonderful music, which it really is. But you are an advocate and champion of independent artists. You have a radio show every week with indies. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, it's GHP Radio, your independent music source. Every Saturday, we interview established and up-and-coming indie artists. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they are formerly labeled artists, like the Whispers and Brick and Ripple, bands like that. And we interview them on the show, and listeners come in the chat, and we have a great time. I am a co-host. And the host is actually Gary Fuston, and who is also now has a 24/7 radio station, internet radio station. And I'm about to start a podcast where I will be giving tribute to women in music. I'm so excited about that.
That's absolutely excellent. Well, you know, I'm going to call you back 100 more times to be here, so don't forget about it.
Okay, my pleasure.
And John Landers. John, we met before. You're doing a wonderful thing as a music promotion agency down in Florida, but you got to tell me what T-Bames stands for.
Well, originally it was the Big Apple Indie Music Series in New York before I moved to Florida. However, when I moved down here, I thought, I'm in Tampa Bay. I could call it the Tampa Bay Artist Indie Music Series, but that's not really what I wanted. It's too narrow. So now I consider it the Best Artist Indie Music Series, because that's what we do. We look for the best of the independent artists, and we try to get them exposure to the area down here now.
Well, I'm grateful for the work that you're doing. Independent artists need more agencies like you, that's for sure. But we have two wonderful artists that we're going to present. But first, we got to go to Hotlanta, Chocolate City. This is the place, the Georgia Peach. This is Shanrae, Cheree Price with a voice like, yo! How you doing, sis?
I'm doing great. How are you, Mr. Jere?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Listen, you sent in a song that was like, wait a minute. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
It's called No Boundaries. So I wrote it, and my husband produced it with me, and he is my producer. We wrote it for our families because we both come from a Christian background,
Yeah.
and when we come together to have maybe services or reunions, we wanted a song where our moms could sing and our family members can sing. And my husband comes from a quartet type of background, and I come from straight gospel. We mixed the genres, put it together, and we came up with No Boundaries.
Well, it has no boundaries. It is funky. Can we play it?
Yes, go on and do it.
That's what I'm talking about. No boundaries, straight up funky. Attorney Sheil, what do you think?
Oh, I loved it. I really did. I enjoyed the gospel elements. I enjoy all of the group ensemble choruses. I thought it was really well produced. The music sounds great. And I'll have some critique on the video, but overall, I thought you did an excellent, excellent job.
Very, very cool. Sister Joyce.
Oh, from the very beginning, I felt it. I was doing this. I love the traditional gospel. Very well done. Thank you so much for that.
Absolutely. Brother John, what do you think, my friend?
Yeah, I enjoyed it very much. Upbeat. It was very well done. I thought it was well produced. Very good job.
Very cool. Well, we're going to go deeper. Attorney Sheil, bring out the shovel, brother.
So here's the thing, Shanrae, I'm just a little concerned that maybe in the storyline, telling the story that you're trying to tell us as a viewer of the video, that maybe there were some moments that didn't quite connect to the story. So just tell me in your own words, what is it that you're trying to say with the video?
I was trying to get across that, don't let any insecurities prohibit you from doing your dream. My godmother was talking to me on the computer screen, encouraging me, telling me just step out on it. I didn't have the band, I didn't have the singers, but I auditioned. People stepped out, they wanted to sing, and that's what you were seeing coming together. And at the end, the whole thing happened.
I really loved the band. I loved that aspect of it. I loved that coming together. I think where you lost me was not having your godmother talk to you or give you some kind of, I think what it was just the use of the computer as a means to communicate with her. But other than that, I really did enjoy the coming together story. And I love the fact that you were overcoming obstacles and you don't need a record label to do what you've done. It was a great job.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Well, Joyce, you want to pick up where John left off?
I sure will. No boundaries here while I talk about this fantastic song you did. I started shouting at the beginning, and maybe because, it's a culture that I come from, the traditional Black gospel. So I understood it from the very beginning. And I understood the video and the family coming together. I also love the bridge that took us away from a minute. That the bridge in there, it almost felt like we were leaving or going to another key, because it felt like a modulation, and then it went right back to the key, which is okay. But I love it when you take it away because, traditional gospel is really, and I don't mean that as an insult, it's kind of repetitive. And so doing that, which is not unusual, I thought was great. And your voice is awesome. You know what? I do some recording on my own. I just wanted to hear just it open up a little bit more. You have an awesome voice, okay? I could hear it. And I'm but I heard your story, how you were just utilizing the tools you have. And that's what happened on my first CD. I go back and I listen, I could have done this, but I didn't know what I was doing. And I went and I tried to walk on water and felt like Peter, but at least I had his hand pulling me right back up. And I applaud you for what you're doing. I loved it.
Thank you so much.
That is wonderful. Well, John, you're picking up the rear, I know, but I know you can get deep too, so.
Well, I'd like to talk more about how she promotes her music and on which social media sites she should be seen on. I'd like to suggest Reverb Nation as one. SoundCloud is another good one. And eventually, if you can get it onto Spotify with a playlist, that's even more ideal. And there are ways to do that, which I can help you with if you need to.
Thank you so much. Yes.
That's excellent. 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 Well, you've heard what all the panelists has to say, Shanrae. Do you have any questions? Do you have any pushback of your own?
I have no pushback. I want to thank all three panelists, Mr. Landers, Mr. John, and Ms. Joyce, for your expertise. I am a veteran artist. I've come from being a professional background vocalist now into the indie artist field. Mr. Landers, I do have Spotify, and so I'm going to push my Spotify's, my Reverb Nations. I'll push that more, and my promotions. I'm definitely learning more about how to invest more into that, because I know that's very imperative, the marketing, the promotions, all of that. But I just want to thank you all. Thank you for everything.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you for being on. Hold on a second because we have to go to the island of Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean and talk to Sterling Roberts. What's going on, brother?
Oh, I'm just doing way good now that I'm with y'all. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I really appreciate this.
We appreciate you, man. Tell me just a little bit about this fantastic, energetic song that you sent to us.
Well, the song, we call it in our Ebonics, it's called Agogeya, which actually means I will give you in English. It's a surrender song, talking about not holding back, and I hope that you guys enjoy it.
Oh, we will enjoy it. You mind if we put it on right now?
Oh, sure, you go ahead.
Call the SMK. SRM. You wanna write a song? Get a notepad and a pen. If you are not the same, why can't I see the change? You know the words I say. To love me is to obey. Jesus, tell me write this down. The worship that you want come from my life is my submission to Him is all honor. So this is my response. Lord, anything they are, anything I ask, this is my total worship. Lord, anything they are, anything you ask, this is my total worship. So remember when you did rapping sin, and I came far. Your whole life as a sacrifice, I gave up mine to pay the fine for your whole life. I paid in full as an example of how you should live before me. But you're holding back, you keep giving part, but not your whole heart will come before me. But I have a standard. Don't you know that I am God? You want all of me, but everything you giving me back is partial. Son, I have a standard. Don't you know that I am God? You want all of me, but everything you giving me back is partial. Jesus, tell me write this down. The worship that He wants come from my life is my submission to Him is all undone. This is my response. Lord, anything they are, anything else, this is my total worship. Lord, anything you are, Lord, anything they are, anything else, this is my total worship. You will receive the glory. Like you forget, you live in sin, and I came for your whole life as a sacrifice. I gave up mine to pay the fine for your whole life. I paid in full as an example of how you should live before me. But you're holding back, holding back. But I have a standard. Don't you know that I am God? You want all of me, but everything you giving me back is partial. Son, I have a standard. Don't you know that I am God? You want all of me, but nothing that you give is substantial.
What else do you want me do? To let you know me want all of you. You want live on blessing street, but you now want pass but no obedience avenue. Jealous God now mix me up like a colony. So show me you love me by the way you obey me. Total surrender, me want that on the daily. And if it wasn't sure before, I not if but a baby. So me make it clear like a HD.
Jesus, tell me the worship that He wants come from my life is my submission to Him is all on. So here it is. Lord, anything that you want, anything else, this is my total worship. Lord, anything you want, anything you want from me, anything else, this is my total worship. Anything you want from me, anything you want from me, anything you want, this is my total worship. Anything you want from me, anything you want from me, anything you want, this is my total worship. You will receive the glory.
Sterling Roberts. Pfft, man, I don't even know what to say. Attorney Sheil, help me out.
It was great. It was there was a lot of positive energy. It felt like felt like a good vibe to the song, and you incorporated a lot of background of your area and friends in the background. I thought it was a lot of fun. Good visuals, cool shots. Good work.
Sister Joyce.
Yes, I felt the energy from the first note of the song, and I love the way you build it up throughout the song. Great job.
John, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit. I'm glad to learn what the translation is, though, because that was my only thing. But yeah, I loved it. Very well done.
Fantastic. Well, I know you had a shovel before. What are you going to use this time, my friend?
So again, there's some really great backgrounds, and then there's some really not so great backgrounds. And I think that overall you could improve if you had a little more consistency. You had some shots that were either in front of a beach or in front of looked like a fantastic city. You had some shots with some great people in the background, lots of people, and then you would cut to the shots with the tiki torches and just you and the one other guy. And I thought, well, that could be just shot in my backyard, and maybe that's what you were going for. But after you had come off of that fantastic stage with the neon lights and everything in the background, it was like we got real high budget and then we got real low budget all mixed into the same thing. And I thought just a little bit more of the high budget stuff would have made it polished. I wouldn't have even known if it was produced by Hollywood or in your backyard.
Yeah, I totally agree. For the quote unquote backyard, we needed even more lights. Certain technical stuff happened that we could not have had, but I totally agree. And that's one of the things that we went moving forward, learning to appreciate and to add. Thanks for that, for sure.
No problem.
Absolutely. Well, bring us the energy, Sister Joyce. What do you think?
Yes, I tried to translate what you were saying, and what I thought it was, I'm going to give you. And now I was pretty close, wasn't I? I think I was pretty close. But I love it because I every now and then I do reggae music, and I have a friend from the Caribbean who joins me, and he's very good at chanting. And I just love the energy of that kind of music. But what I noticed, energy was there, but I love the instrumentation throughout. I listen for little accents here and there that when you're just dancing or you're just listening, you're not going to pay attention to that. It's some of those things that you don't hear, honestly. It's like watching a movie, you really don't hear the background music, but if it's gone, you know something is missing. So I love the way you build that up. And when you got to the chorus, you fatten it up real good. Like, this is the highlight of the song. This is the highlight. And everybody was into it. So, and I think in the video, you were trying to portray that energy and to portray your passion to the God that you serve. And I could feel that. So I guess what I'm trying to say is nice layering throughout the song, nice bridge as well. So great job. Great song length. The length of the song was great. So I thought it was awesome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Fantastic. Mr. Landers, sir, what's happening?
Yeah, so again, I'm going to go into other areas here. So overall, I think it was a good video and everything. I would suggest maybe have a translation of the Ago Diu underneath in parentheses what it is, because when I listened to it, I was saying, okay, is that a language? I wasn't sure what I was listening to. So I would at least do the translation of what that means. And I noticed between that song and the other four I got to listen to, you have a lot of good views out there. You're getting exposure, and I think you're doing a good job of that.
Thanks so much. And definitely that's one of the things that we're planning to do with songs of such where the language we could translate so that people could be able to connect with it. Yeah, thank you so much. That's a very good point.
Very good. Well, I'm going to bring all of you back. Sterling, you've heard what everyone has to say. You have any questions of your own or any pushback?
Not a bit of pushback. It's just thankfulness and gratefulness for the entire panel, the two Mr. Johns and Miss Joyce. I love critique. I love honest critique because all that does is make you better. So I appreciate it and have it and welcome it with open arms.
Very good. Wow. Well, I appreciate your spirit on that. Panelists, don't go anywhere. We're going to bring Shanrae back up. And I need to ask the two of you first with Sister Shanrae, what's next for you in your career?
Well, I have an EP that's about to come out in the near future, of course, along with listening parties and doing a couple of pop-ups with my band and myself. So just trying to do a full year, get my year all intact.
That's what's up. That's what's up. It's Sterling. What are you doing out there on the island, brother? What's next?
Oh, well, similar to my sister here, listening parties, upcoming events, actually some award shows that's coming up that we were nominated. Okay. And, you know, God's just doing a lot of things. So definitely looking forward, excited to see what's going to happen.
Fantastic. Well, I think we've had two great artists. John, I know your schedule is all over the place, but give me the very next thing you're into, brother.
Well, when spring rolls around, I've got court cases and I've got quite a few different dates that I'm running sound and lights on. But as the summer wears on, you know, I do a lot of tour management, so I'll be practicing law on the road. If you all need a contract reviewed, just send it my way. I'm happy to help.
Absolutely. Joyce, I don't even know if you know where to start, but give me at least one thing you're doing next.
Well, I in a couple of months, I'll be doing another Sade tribute in my home city. I've done it in 2 other cities, and now I'm doing it in my home city. And I'm going to produce it myself. Well, I say myself, my husband. And I'm excited about that because we have a fantastic venue. I'm also excited about being a co-host of the GHP radio show, how we support indie artists. And we want to continue to do that. And I applaud Gary Fuston for doing this for 15, 20 years. And he keeps evolving with the technology. So, and now we have the Brady Bunch thing, and so I'm just excited about new projects coming out on saxophone and flute. And after that, I'm going to work on a vocal release. So
very nice. I know you're busy. John, what's up next for T-Bames, my friend?
Well, actually, I'm working on a article right now with local news of Destination Florida. We're doing a thing about what the challenges are for independent artists to perform their original music in venues down here and anywhere else, really, because you find that most venues want cover bands and tribute bands, and I'm trying to change that dynamic. So I'm working on a lot of different things on that end. We will have another showcase coming up here, I believe, in April. That will be something that will really be unique similar to what I did in New York. It's a work in progress, but we're going to get there.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Well, many blessings to all of you. I am so indebted to each one of you. Shanrae, Sterling, we know your careers are going to take off. We know for the Johns and for Joyce, your careers are already in the stratosphere. Thank you all. My blessings to you. And that's going to do it for this round of Artist Impact. Thanks again to our Impact panel, Attorney John Sheil, Joyce Spencer, and John Landers, and also to our wonderful artists, Shanrae, Cheree Price, and Sterling Roberts. Make sure you support their artistry by going out to a show, buying their merch if you're in their area, and if you are an artist and you have an original performance music video, submit it to artistimpact.com at Armstrong@gmail.com. Submit it to artistimpact.armstrong@gmail.com. And let's see if we can make an impact on your career. I'm your host, Jere B. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to pick up my new book, The Path of the Entree Musician, on Amazon. Get it today. We'll see you next time. God bless.